Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, guys, into the trading day we go. Tuesday, May 14th, 2013. Markets are coming off their highs. There's some key things, fascinating things I want to point out today. First off, the market had a great move early in the day off of David Tepper and Barini's comment. All right, Laszlo Barini, David Tepper, two big hedge fund players out there, and they were on CNBC today, and they were talking up the market more bullishly than I have heard from anyone. And to hear them do it was almost reminiscent of a market that they were hoping they could get the small investor to continue to buy into. In other words, they were saying inside their heads, I got to be super, super bullish so I can get the little guy to buy in and sell into that little guy. All right, guys. And again, it's almost as if I almost felt this urgency. I mean, they trotted these guys out back to back today, two huge mega stars here, and they just were like bullish galore. And whenever I see something like that, it reminds me there could be an end game in play here. You know, just like in 2007, folks, for those of you that traded through 2007, I saw the same thing. All right, markets were up significantly over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years into 2007 highs, and these guys came out, and guess what they were doing? They were unloading into all the average investors buying. All right, now again, who knows if that's really what's happening here, but it was very reminiscent and eerie the way it was going on. All right, today, what do we have? S&P up 12 points, Dow up 82, NASDAQ up 17. We have come off their highs. If we are putting in any sort of top today, it will be known, according to me, as the Tepper top. Although, again, to see any of that, we'd need to see more volume and more sell-side action, which we're not having just yet. Now, one interesting little factor here, take a look at this. If you connect the highs from the gap up on the jobs number a couple weeks ago and through these highs, you actually came just into that, above it briefly, and have now fallen back below. So a little bit of a trendline resistance right up there. In addition, if you look short-term, after Tepper and Barini were on TV, look at the move up. I mean, you had just buying galore here, short squeezing galore. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight up candles, a pause candle, an eighth, and then the market's kind of got into this choppy session, which we're coming off of now. Now, a couple things to go over here on this chart. Number one, we have taken out the 20 to the downside. There is no confirmation yet. Confirmation has not occurred yet. I'm watching for that this afternoon. If you do confirm, there's a decent chance you could sell off more. If you don't confirm, they could bring it right back to the highs of the day towards the end of the day. Another factor that is getting my major attention today is the daily chart of the SPY, which again is the S&P 500. And take a look at this, guys. This is spectacular, this trend line. Connect the high from this pivot in late December. Connect it through the following highs all the way up. And look at what you have today. A pierce of that line. Notice how we're selling it with a little tail on top there. And you're starting to see the market come back below that line. All right, now pretty much every time we've hammered against that line, you've seen a pullback, right? So in tune with that, could that be signaling a pullback in the short term? All right, what else do we have out there? A couple other things. The Qs. Take a look at the reversal on the Qs. A possible topping tail. It's not a topping tail yet, but it is close. I shorted the Qs today via the Research Center with members off of an alert. We are already in the money decently on this trade thus far. Right, if you're a member, you saw that alert go out, and obviously you had it a day in advance anyways, so you could trade it and have your order ready to go. But again, very interesting. If you look at the intraday chart here, I mean, look at this. Right to the 50, and look at this reversal. 50, and now you're trying to break the 50. Now remember, we need to confirm below, but if you confirm below the 50, you could be looking at a flat to negative move on the Qs. Now, what's the culprit here? And this is something I pointed out to the chat room earlier today. Apple. Apple is getting roasted here, guys. All right, the stock early in the day when the markets were racing up was flat here, making a bear flag. I pointed that out in the chat room. I said, listen, guys, that's very bearish on Apple because if the market is doing this, and let me go back to the spiders, going straight up on an intraday basis, and Apple is down and going sideways, making a bearish pattern, that tells you that any pullback in the market should trigger more selling in Apple. And that's exactly what's happened. Major drop here in Apple, a beautiful thing. And again, if you guys go back to last week's videos, folks, last week's videos that were free that I put out, this very video last week, I said to you guys, Apple will stall and pull back between these two trend lines. All right? All right, I gave it to my members as well. This was at a level of 465 on Apple. Apple's now trading at 442, heading right for these moving averages. All right? The amount of money you just make off these videos alone on levels and analysis, priceless. All right, just think about what we give out in the Research Center, where we're giving out exact trade alerts, entries, exits, stops, targets, and just continual hardcore in-depth inside info, proprietary methodology, tactics, and trades, and all that stuff. All right. What else do we have here? Google's up again today, about $7. That's off its highs. Nothing doing there unless it gets above 900. Financials, big move on Goldman Sachs today. Goldman's actually still holding up, although coming in a little bit. But Goldman is up $4.50 on the day. We had a nice scalp earlier today on Goldman Sachs. Beautiful little level there, but nonetheless, very strong move. Notice the consolidation above the moving averages. And again, that stock is doing well. JP Morgan, JPM, is doing okay, although this is starting to reverse a little bit, just up 40 cents now, although it does have good support right here. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on what's going on here towards the end of the day. I still don't think there's enough volume for any sort of major reversal, but it does bear watching. There's no doubt about it, folks. It definitely does bear watching. All right, a couple other things to go over. Amazon. Amazon hit a shorting level today, folks. Take a look at this. All right, this was a level, and I'll draw it in so it extends all the way through. This was a level I told my members about. Look at this, and I even told you guys about this right here. There's your trend line. High to the high to the high. Pierced it, never confirmed. That was the beautiful drop. And then right there. These charts are amazing. If you know this stuff, if you know how to draw trend lines, and you know how to find these levels, it truly is an awesome thing. Chevron and Exxon are having good days. Chevron's up $1.75. A little bit of consolidation breakup, but again, my guess is short-lived based on the extended move short-term on Chevron, especially with the new oil numbers coming out. They're talking about even if the market has a great move over the next 10, 15 years, oil prices should stay low because of all the shale oil that's coming out of the U.S. now. Just a tremendous amount of oil out there and in this shale now that we can get it out of that, using that method. What else do we have here, guys? Baidu's down a little bit. BlackBerry's down 75 cents. Beautiful fall there. Take a look at Caterpillar. Caterpillar's down on the day, down 75 cents. Deere is up $1 on the day. IBM is up 66 cents. Very minor move on IBM for a strong move in the market. And again, that's where we sit here today. So there's a lot to watch. Let's go back to the SPY. SPY is bouncing back up a little. They're trying to save it here, folks. Never confirm below the 20. So this is really a game time decision here on the spiders, because you have a break below the 20, but there's no confirmation. You're making a bearish pattern, but there's no confirmation. Confirmation is a proprietary signal developed here that literally tells you if a breakdown or breakout is legit or a fake out. And right now, this would be considered a fake out unless we confirm. I will update members later today. Awesome stuff. Let's keep rocking and rolling, folks. I will talk to you all soon. Come join us. Take the 7-day free trial. Profit with the pros for life.